Hello and welcome my fab fans to Glam's new video. We are finally getting to the center section of the book where we get to do the spot the items. So I'm going to show you this. Keep these items in mind while we are filling in the drawing. I won't point them out. I won't say anything when I find one. Or at least I will try not to. Yeah. What items you spot. I'm gonna do only one of these at a time since they're gorgeous, but yeah. Am I going in like a rainbow order? Yeah, a little bit, but you can pretend like I'm not. I will state these items will be extremely easy to find. I know for certain y'all will find them probably at the beginning of the video and be like, oh my god, it's right here between this and this and that and this and that and this and that. But the reason I'm color coding it is to make it easier for you guys to point out where they are. So hopefully the colors help. You'll point them out to each other. Though I will state, I'm going to do this whole section with only pens, and the reason behind it is they're my prettiest items in my coloring kits. So, yeah. I'm actually in a cosplay right now. If you can guess which character, you might see my head poking down. I don't know. Sometimes I stick my head under the camera unintentionally. And then I'm just like, oh shit, didn't mean to do that. Oh well. there's a new Little Nightmares. I still need to watch the Demon Slayer movie. And they're adding a new season to My Hero Academia. And a bunch of other animes that I watch are updating and having new seasons posted. So now I'm just got a lot more on my plate to watch, because I need to play catch up again. Though I will state, I do have silver, gold, and stuff, and I'm keeping those separate so that I can use them throughout the drawing to make it more cohesive. And at the end of the drawing, I'm also going to show the items page. I think I might show that at the beginning of each section I do, just to make this easier on everyone who watches my videos. I did start with purple because I have a lot of purples, surprisingly. But I also know some of my pens are more juicy than others, so some of them are way easier to draw with than others. And I keep that in mind a lot when I'm picking out pens for the art that I do. Something I'll never understand is why during COVID did so many people steal toilet paper? Like, why were people hoarding toilet paper? Like, COVID does not give you the shits. In actuality, it actually makes you eat less because of the fact that you are sick and weak. And you can't taste shit, so you don't want to eat if you can't taste food. So people who were hoarding toilet paper, why? Will always be my biggest question for it. Of all my pens, the glitter ones somehow are the least likely to get dried out or stuck when drawing. Which means I feel like glitter pens are just like the smoothest drawers. Post-date, I do plan on getting a new wig for Pinkie Pie cosplay that I do. And it's because I don't really like the idea that I'm using the same wig for Fluttershy as I do for Pinkie Pie. I kind of want a hot pink wig instead. But the only reason I really used the light pink wig for Pinkie Pie was because I forgot what Pinkie Pie looked like. Then I was like, that doesn't make sense. But I'm also gonna get more pink and blue items. Well, this pen doesn't want to write. Out of all of my pens that I was sorting into like the basic rainbow colors, I was like, what do I do with the pinks? And so I put half of the pinks that are closer like hot pink in with the purples, and I put the ones that are closer to just pastel pink in with the reds. And I hope y'all approve of that decision. But it's too late anyway. This is blue. With the blues it looks purple, but with the purples it looks blue. Oh my god. I didn't mean to kick my table. Sometimes I think my family forgets that I film at home, and I film a lot. Because they always try to bother me. If I'm at home, I'm either busy doing schoolwork or I'm busy filming. No in between. Don't get me wrong, I still play video games on my phone, but like, that's on my phone. Sometimes I say unhinged shit, but it really helps make people laugh, so I kind of just will keep doing that. My friend was on video chat with one of her other friends that she works with, and he was like, "Well, I'm gonna make you watch this." And it was a video game, a horror game specifically. She hates horror games. And I was like, "So you're just like putting her in the cuck chair?" The face she made was great, but he went with it and continued the joke. She was like, this whole conversation went south. And I was like, it already was. As soon as she was done with like the fight though, and I came to visit her to make sure she was okay, um I started making fun of my brother. I mean, and immediately pointed out, "Ah, she got a fat ass." Cause that's what bros do after their best friend gets out of an abusive relationship. I have one more purple after this pen. Then I can move on to blue. So I ate this pumpkin flavored yogurt. It tastes like pumpkin pie, but it wasn't pumpkin pie flavored. It was just festive pumpkin flavored. And my only question is, why didn't they just make it pumpkin pie flavored? And it's because they have a pumpkin pie flavor already. So instead of just saying this pumpkin flavor was like was pumpkin pie flavor, they said it was this pumpkin limited edition flavor. I mean, it was the same price as the other flavors, but they should at least advertise it as pumpkin pie. I would have probably bought it if it was pumpkin pie flavored just as quickly as I bought it if it was just regular pumpkin. To be honest. This pen sucks. Like, normally this specific kind doesn't. Like, when I first got these pens, they were all very good and very smooth drawers. Now this one just isn't the same. Think about is in movies where there's like a form of a zombie virus is characters that test out the virus on themselves. Do you think the reason bumblebees can fly is because they're fluffy? So they fall kind of as fast as a dust ball? So it helps them need not as big of wings, but smaller wings? Maybe size really does matter, but also density and fluff. Because fluffy things tend to float. I like that I'm making the tentacles the darkest color. But I also know jellyfish being more light colors makes the most sense since they're usually clear or see-through. Here we go. Something I always think about is that kids are really way stronger than you'd think they are. I remember, like, there was this, like, photo online where it was, like, that fist, you would never be able to pry it open. And it was just a baby holding some rice. And then, like, these toddlers pushing my friend and her boyfriend on the swing. That swing was over 300 pounds with both of them on it. That toddler was pushing that swing with ease. The smaller a creature is, the easier it is to make them strong. Because everything's just more compacted. You know, this being a blue crab would be epic because blue crabs do exist in real life. And I mean, as much as they taste the same as regular crabs, they just look cool as hell. I've done dance recitals before as a kid. And honestly, I don't have any recollection of actually doing the recital, but I definitely went to it because I remember being in like the dressing room having my hair done, and there's a bunch of photos and videos of me being at these recitals, but I don't remember the actual dance recital. Something I think about is the reason that fish can swim backwards is one, to get out of things, but two, to pretend like their eyes are on the other side of their body. There are a lot of bigger things the farther I get in, rather than smaller items. And my friend was actually really worried about me going back home to where my brother is because of what just happened to her, and I know I'll be fine. Because, well, I'm my own person, and I've always been separate from the rest of my family anyway. I've always been a self-isolator. I've been reading this one manga, and the person who is the main character used their lucky friend to win gift baskets. Because they knew he'd win. But that character is now like heartbroken and feels used for their luck. and they were in love with the character that did that to them. I wish that manga would update a little bit faster, though. But, like, I get it. I'd rather wait for the artists to do it in their own time so that it would be a good story and they don't get burnt out. It's honestly why it's a better idea to have less content from an artist rather than more. It's so you get better content rather than worse. I'm kind of embarrassed to be related to my sibling. But you don't really get to choose who you're related to. But honestly, people should be surprised at how well I came out, considering how my family is. I genuinely try to be nice. And that's really hard to do when everyone around you is not the nicest and very self-important to themselves. Don't get me wrong, it's okay to be a little bit self-important. But you still have to be aware and available to be kind to others. Because otherwise, how are you ever going to fall in love or be in a relationship? something I always thought of is I would never choose to work somewhere if I was attracted to one of the people that works there, because I just don't want to work with someone that I'd want to date. Because, like, I believe people should be not stressed when they're together. Like, they should be able to decompress and be away from stress when they're together so that they can calm each other down and feel comforted by each other. Not be in the same place where they're both stressed and freaking out. I just feel like it'd be rocky for relationships. Don't get me wrong, some people can be in the same job or career as, like, their partner and work in the same department. But usually being away from each other makes it so your relationship is a lot less rocky, you know? One of my coworkers, though, he was visited by his girlfriend while at work. And, I mean, I don't know, I kind of have like a resting bitch face when I'm cleaning and focusing on getting floors clean. Because I want to make sure I get them done well and get, like, all the dirt off. But every single time I get to clean lobby, which is once a week, everyone else has their turn to clean it. But every time it's my turn, I really try to scrub the floors. One, because it makes it so I can stay on the clock a little bit longer. And, I mean, the longer you're on clock, the better you get paid, so that's why. But, it's also just for, the longer I spend on cleaning the floor, the cleaner they get. And I know I'm the only one who really scrubs the floor instead of just wipes the mop over it gently. You're supposed to scrub it slightly. And if everyone scrubbed it just a little bit more than they currently do, instead of being lazy and actually doing their job a little bit more with a little bit more effort, the floor would be cleaner. Because as far as it goes, after cleaning, the floor still looks dirty. But I finally got rid of the dirt in the entrance when it came down to, like, the floor. And it looked so nice. Oh, the beautiful blue fish. I don't know what shade of blue this is gonna be. That is a dark blue. If there's one genre of romance that I hate, it's slow burns. Like, I get it, it's more realistic. But like, you guys are clearly in love. Just get together already. Now, a genre I don't hate is enemies to lovers. Because it makes sense. Oh, it's been an hour? Holy shit. Peace, love, and have a good night, my fab fans. And I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.